I'm Christine Higgins. I'm a consultant and trainer here at Mount Rogers Community Services. My training specialty is in a counseling technique called motivational interviewing. If, when you hear the word motivational, you think it's about encouraging people to change, you're right. All of the clinical staff here at Mount Rogers have been trained by me in this technique. However, we are hoping that every employee will adopt what we are calling Mount Rogers Spirit. So whether you're a van driver, a reimbursement specialist, a front office worker, a case manager, or a clinician, whatever position you're going to fill, each of you has a role in reflecting Mount Rogers Spirit. So what does that mean? First, a little bit more about motivational interviewing. It's a counseling technique created by Bill Miller, a professor of psychology and psychiatry at the University of New Mexico. Early on, he used his innovative skills for helping people with alcohol and addictive behaviors. In the last 30 years, he and his colleagues have discovered how MI techniques are common to any change a person wants to make. Maybe it's a health decision, or one about education, or where you'd like to live, or stopping a negative behavior, like smoking. When we talk with individuals, we ask them to weigh the pros and cons of keeping a behavior. And we ask them, what are the pros and cons of changing the behavior? So if we use the example of smoking, a person might say a pro for smoking is that it reduces stress. A con of smoking would be it isn't good for your health. A pro of changing to non-smoking might be it will be easier to climb a flight of stairs. A con of changing the behavior to non-smoking might be I won't have any way to handle my stress. We offer support to anyone who is fearful about making a change. We try to help people resolve their fear or hesitancy about making a change. I've heard folks in recovery say that people with a substance use disorder do the same thing over and over, expecting a new result. Many people feel a great deal of shame about their behavior. Many have been victims of trauma. Some have been disowned by their family. It's always a risk to choose something different. Will I be worse off or better if I make the change? When we use motivational interviewing techniques with an individual, we are encouraging change, but we're not pushing. We don't insist, punish, threaten, or force change in any way. Individuals maintain their autonomy. They are expected to make their own decisions, and we consider them experts in their own care. This is a somewhat new perspective. We no longer say it's the same for everybody. We try to accommodate individual preferences. Here at Mount Rogers, we offer people the freedom to change. We have belief in their ability, and we have hope in their success. As newly hired staff people, you will encounter these individuals who have come here wanting to get help. It will be part of your job to serve them in different capacities. As you join our organization, we ask that you keep Mount Rogers Spirit and these MI-friendly principles in mind. At Mount Rogers, everyone is treated with positive regard. This means you're willing to listen. You take the time to listen before you jump in with a response. You make sure you understand the person's request or need. It also means that you respond with empathy, that is, being compassionate. Not everyone has the same communication skills. Some people are experiencing a lot of frustration. We are not the only organization that they're coming to for resources. Try to see the person in front of you might not be at their best right now. That person's reaction to you does not reflect on your job performance. Your attitude and response to that person reflects on your job performance. Therefore, if an individual we serve, or even our coworker, seems quick-tempered or unpleasant, we assume that it is based on a frustration or a lack of sleep or whatever. We don't take it personally. We acknowledge that we never know what someone else might be going through. We embrace spirit, which is comprised of partnership, acceptance, compassion, and evocation. Evocation simply means getting to the heart of the matter. We try to use some of MI's most important skills. Rather than asking a closed-ended question with a possible yes or no response, we try to ask open-ended questions that will help us better communicate. So instead of, do you have an appointment, which requires a yes/no response, we might say, how can I help you today? Instead of asking, can you come back next Tuesday at 1, which requires a yes/no response, you could ask, what day next week looks good for you? Much better customer service, and you will get more details from the person in front of you. We look for opportunities to consider a person's strengths or skills. In MI, we call them affirmations. So not exactly a compliment, like I like your hairstyle, but more an assurance to the person that they do have some things going for them. In addiction treatment, we call it recovery capital, inner resources to get through the day. So qualities like integrity, a strong faith, a nice smile. In this way, you can see that someone's insistence or pushing for a certain outcome might be seen as a kind of resilience. You can comment on strengths. Wow, you're really well informed about your rights. Or, this is really important to you. In times of stress, such affirmations can help to de-escalate the situation. In a way, you're saying, I'm with you. I'm not against you. Affirmations help people to see they can accomplish steps that lead to increased wellness. You might say, you went to see your doctor for a prescription. That was good thinking. Or, it takes some time to get the hang of this. You're working hard. It also takes some time to make affirmations a habit, but they help to establish trust. It also makes for a pleasant workday. We try to remember motivation fluctuates. An individual you serve can be optimistic one day and feeling defeated the next. No one is immune from challenging situations. Perhaps you or someone you know has been in this position. 1 step ahead, 2 steps back, always a challenge. We want to be the people who reverse that order. As an organization, we hold up the ideal that those who come to see us, their mere presence sitting across from us, means they are willing to make a change. And our attitude, our support, our ability to provide resources can increase that motivation to change. So welcome to Mount Rogers, a special place to work. Congratulations on your employment.